We all want to make a lot of money in the market, and we want to make it fast. Admit it. You do, I do, we all do. We want to make big money and make it quickly. However, we've learned that the best way to make consistent, profitable income in the stock market is with lower, safer percentages. However, there is really a couple of different strategies that you can implement into your portfolio to make money very rapidly, especially in a small account. In this video, I will show you one strategy that, if utilized correctly, will give you a 60 to 80% win ratio, and more importantly, you'll make a lot more on your winners than you will lose on your losers. With this strategy, you can turn $5,000 into $10,000 in less than 2 months, and in some circumstances, I've seen it as quick as 4 weeks, which is incredible growth. Before I show you guys the strategy in this video, if you enjoy it, but maybe you're a beginner, or you're just starting out, or maybe you've been trading for a while and you're just having a lot of difficulty in the market, I offer a full training course, Discord, to surround yourself with like-minded people just like us, to learn and grow and flourish your financial freedom. Not only that, I also offer full one-on-one coaching to help you understand the market better and achieve your financial goals and freedom that you ultimately deserve. It's what drives me every single day, is to help as many people as I can, just like you. If you guys are interested, you can sign up at investwithcorey.com, right there on the screen, or in the information box below. The link will be there. I look forward to speaking with you soon. So the really big key with this strategy is to find a good stock that you expect to move. You're expecting earnings, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down, but you really expect that there's a big move coming, and you have a good understanding of the fundamentals and the financials and the direction that this company might be going. And the idea is to enter this trade about a week before earnings, or maybe even 2 weeks before earnings, with an expiration the week of earnings. So if, for example, earnings was on August 16th on a Friday, you'd want the expiration to be Friday, the 16th of August, but you would open the trade probably on August 2nd, which is 2 weeks earlier. This way it gives you 2 weeks of room to get out at a profit if needed. A lot of the times, if earnings is on a Friday, I'll have my expiration set to the following Friday. So in the example I just gave you, more times than not, my expiration would be the following week, which would be August 23rd. And I would open the trade 1 to 2 weeks earlier. So it's like at least a 2 to 4 week trade, and I just close it out right before earnings. Sometimes I hold this trade through earnings because I believe it's going to go up or down. But if I'm sure that the stock is going to make a directional movement, but I'm not sure what's going to happen after the earnings are announced or after hours, I'll get out for a profit prior to earnings. So let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to take a look at a couple of different stocks so I can show you how this plays out, how to enter this trade, and why it's so powerful. This is so much fun to run in the stock market during earnings because it just prints juicy premiums for free as long as you run it on the right stock at the right time. First, we're going to look at SoundHound. Let's say that we put the replay back here and we're watching the stock and earnings is coming up and we see that it's reaching a bottom, something like this. We'll get in knowing earnings is coming. We'll watch it a little bit more to see that it stabilizes. And right about here, I would want to get into a long position because we're approaching the 100-day. We haven't crossed over yet, but the 10 right here has crossed over the 20-day average. RSI is right in the middle with a bullish divergence, so we'll get into a long position. So this is similar to buying a long call if we think the stock is going to go up. However, I'm going to show you guys a very powerful tactic to get more profit sooner and cheaper. Let's go and look at one more example. Look at NVIDIA for earnings. Knowing that earnings was coming though, I entered back here right around 108, 109, and I entered the strategy. It's very powerful. I'm going to show you exactly what I did, and I'm getting out of that trade right now, like tomorrow or the next day. I'm not going to let this run to earnings in case it drops. But let me show you exactly how to do this. We're going to go to trade options. We're going to pretend earnings is 2 weeks out. Actually, it is 10 or 11 days out. So we're going to go out to the 11th, which is next week during earnings. Very similar setup. Now, this is a good strategy, but we're running it late. Right now is not quite the ideal time because the move has already happened. So I would have purchased a $130 call. But because we're almost at 130 right now, the price would be similar if we were to buy a 141 right now, because I got in like around 108, 109, which is actually $20 earlier. So there'd be more or less getting in at 149. So I'm going to show you an example here at 149, which is $20 out of the money, which is what mine originally was when I entered at 109, and why it's very profitable. So if we were to buy the 149, just like this, we're then going to sell the 150. We're putting up $14 to make $86. Now, I ran 50 contracts. And I'll give you an example of the kind of money this prints. 50 contracts would cost $850 to make $4,000. I entered at 108 or 109, and mine was for 130. So I'm not quite in the money yet, but very close. If this stock goes up 50 more cents, I'm going to make almost a 6x return. And I basically just turned $900 into $4,100, 5x return. So you figure $5,000, 5x is 25 grand. That's a lot. So you can see you can turn 5,000 into 10,000 very quickly. So if NVIDIA was to go to $150, I would make $4,000. If I was to put up 200 contracts, this is 3,400. 300 contracts is 5,000 with a profit of 25,000. But let's see how far down we would have to go to turn 5 into 10. Well, we're going to buy the 135 and sell the 136. 38 to make 62. Continue. All right, let's do 131. There we go. 49.78 for a profit of 81.22. We are literally going to turn 5,000 into 8,000 in a week and a half. Very doable. All NVIDIA must do is go from 130 to 135 during earnings. That's it. And we turn 5K into almost 10K on one trade. So what we would do is we'd do safer plays. Instead of running a 135 or 136, if we want to be safer, we'll do 133, 134, meaning NVIDIA only has to run $3, which is very likely, and we turn 5K into 78. So we do this twice in a month or once a month. In 2 months, we've doubled our money. This is a very powerful strategy. But you can also do this strategy in a bearish sense. If we think the stock is going to drop, it's the exact same scenario. Unlike NVIDIA, which is bullish and, running to the moon, basically, we would find a bearish stock. For example, we'll go to Ford, and we can see that Ford dropped dramatically here. If we felt that something was going to happen on Ford or another stock just like it, I'll give you guys another example of a stock that dropped. Let's talk about Wayfair. Wayfair didn't do very well on earnings. We'll go to Wayfair. It's the same setup, but in a bearish direction. So we're going to do a strategy that's very similar on Wayfair. We're going to buy put going out, let's say a week after the fact. Now, this price was sitting around 55. So if we thought it was going to drop quite a bit to say maybe 45, we'd buy a 45 put and sell a 44. And the price went all the way down to 38. So let's see what would have happened if we would have went from 55 to 45 or 54 to 45, $9 below, would be very similar to me buying a put and selling a put at 35 and 34 because it's $10 out of the money. Like previously it was 55 to 45. Now we're going to go 45 to 35. So just to give you guys an idea. So we'd buy a $35 put and we would sell a $34 put. This is an arbitrage trade. That's not quite accurate. So we'll do a 37 and a 36. So $5 to make 95. And we click continue. Let's do 1,000 contracts, $5,000 to make 95,000. And the only thing that has to happen is Wayfair drops by $8. If we would have ran this strategy last week during earnings, this would have made quite a bit of money. Even if we were to have not went $10 out, like at 55, if I'd have just done a 48, which is only $6, $7 away, let's say I did that, which would be the equivalent of maybe a 38 or a 39 even. See, 38 and 39, 10 to make 90. 500 contracts is 5,000 to make 45,000. There is so much money to make with this strategy. It's called a debit spread, put or call debit spread. You're buying one and selling another to finance it. This is a very powerful strategy because the stock doesn't have to move a lot. For example, if I was to even buy the $42 put and sell the 41, it's 26 to make 74. Even in this case scenario right here, putting up 5,000 makes 14,000. This is a triple return, a 3x return. And the only thing Wayfair has to do is drop from 44 to 41. A $3 drop in 2 weeks, and we have a 3x return. Let's look at one more example. A firm's got earnings, and the price is $30 right now. A firm is likely to run to 35 on earnings, maybe even 36. So let's go with some accurate prices because a firm didn't move much after the bell. So these options are going to be very close. So we're going to click on buy, click on call, going to go at a week and a half because earnings is next week. This is the perfect example. Buy at 35, sell at 36, 19 to make 81. Click continue. We could probably get filled at 20. So we're going to need 250 contracts to make 5,000. We can turn 5,000 into $20,000. And all a firm has to do is go from 30 to 36. Now, if that's a little too far out of the money and you don't trust it, a firm going to 33 or 34 is highly likely. 34 is pretty close to guaranteed, as long as their earnings are decent. $4,700 to 20,000. Again, 4x return. So if we wanted to play this very safely, we would just buy at 32 and sell at 33. And this would be $5,000 into 10,000. There's your double. All a firm has to do right now is go up $3 on earnings. That's it. And we just double their money from 5 grand to 10 grand. Now, granted, you don't want to put all your money in one position. So if you have $5,000 portfolio, you'll run 1,000 on a firm, 1,000 on Rivian, 1,000 on another company. You'll diversify this to 5 or 6 or 7 trades over the course of a month. So in 1 month, you can double your money, and you only do it on good stocks that you're sure is going to go up or down, and you run it the week prior to earnings so you can get out before the bubble bursts, because if earnings doesn't go well, it tanks. If earnings goes very well, then it runs. And if it's neutral, it stays where it's at. So you get in when the stock price is at a low the week before, so when it runs back up leading to earnings, you make most of this profit, and you can close it out for a 50 to 75% profit. Not only that, if it looks like earnings is going to go in the direction you believe, whether that be up or down, you can hold through earnings. This is a very powerful strategy. If you make a 2x return on 2 good trades and then you lose one, then win another, you're going to be up like 8-9 grand and only lose, depending on how you get out. If I was to lose on this trade and it looks like it wasn't going in my direction, I would get out for a partial loss. Probably sell this for 4,500, 4,200, only lose 1,000. So if I have 4 or 5 trades that don't go my way and I lose 4 or 5,000, the other 4 or 5 that do go my way is a lot more. It's double my money. So it's like 20 grand. So I'm still up 16 to 17,000 over the course of 2 months. 5 grand into 10 grand, very doable. Do it $1,000 at a time. So specifically this example, $1,000 would turn into almost 3,000. So you'd have 5 grand, and after this trade, you'd have close to 8,000. Then you would do another $1,000 trade. Then you do a $2,000 trade. Then a couple of $2,000 trades, and you work your way up. Running debit spreads, whether they be puts or calls, is a very powerful strategy, especially for a small portfolio. And these will help you grow exponentially at a rapid rate. With a $5,000 portfolio, picking the right stocks in a matter of 1 month, you could turn 5,000 into upwards of 15,000 or 20,000 if you play earnings right. However, realistically, I've seen 5,000 into 10,000 in 2 to 3 weeks or a month, but usually the month is the average point running this strategy on good companies with good earnings. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this video in this strategy. If you guys want to see more strategies just like it that print lots of juicy premium, helping you 2x, 3x, 4x, or even 5x your small portfolio, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys are having any trouble in the market, or you're looking to grow your knowledge and your financial freedom, and you need help, and you're just having a hard time in the market, maybe you're losing money a lot and you can't seem to find your rhythm or consistency, I offer a full Discord training course and one-on-one coaching to help you guys achieve your financial freedoms. And I really am driven every day to help you guys achieve those goals, and I would love to help you. You guys can sign up at any time at investthecorey.com, right there on the screen or in the information box below. My students in the Discord, many of them came in not making money, losing money, and I was able to help them turn it around. All of my students are making between 5, 10, some even 15 or 20% in a month. I have several students that are up $10,000 and $20,000, and several students that have small portfolios of less than $20,000, and they are up $4,000 to $7,000 in their first 2 months. So if this excites you, I would love to help you grow your financial freedom and the wealth that you ultimately deserve. Don't worry, guys. I know this video's over, but I picked another video just for you. You guys are going to love it, and it's right here. Click that video. I'll see you guys over there. I'm in 2 places at once. You know I am. Click it. You guys are going to love it. I'll see you over there. And remember, until the next video, let's grow our wealth together. Take care, guys.